a few of them, and what they were doing is they were bringing in like kind of guest commentators to work with them. And one day, Jonathan Harris asked me, "Hey, you want to commentate for the show?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "Absolutely." And we did a good job, and it was really smooth. And so it's been the two of us for the last few shows. This will be, I think, our fourth show this weekend together that we've done it.
That's awesome. I mean, like you said, you guys already knew each other before. So when it was, when you're off camera and talking is completely different than being on camera and talking, did it take you kind of a while to kind of get your groove down, or did you guys just kind of hit the ground running?
We kind of flowed into it pretty well. He's been around MMA and he's been a high-level coach, and he's been in front of cameras for different things for years. So he's pretty comfortable in front of the camera, and he also takes it very seriously. So he's more like the play-by-play. He kind of runs like when we do promos for sponsorships and things like that. I'm kind of there as a color add-in kind of commentator, and he really prepares for that role. When it comes to the banter talking back and forth, it kind of flows naturally for us. I luckily have been through, high school and stuff like that. I've been in front of crowds and in front of cameras quite a bit on and off, just for different random things. I played guitar for a big church for a long time, so I'm used to being in front of a crowd. Ever since when I was a little kid, for some reason, I liked being the center of attention. And so, whenever we would do, I remember I was a part of some, little homeschool groups and things like that. And every now and then, little local news channels would come out, and I was always the one trying to, get an interview and stuff like that. So I feel semi-comfortable in front of a camera as it is. It is definitely different. But once we kind of got in the groove of the first show, it's been pretty smooth. And then also, of course, they bring us drinks, and then on intermission we'll go out and get some herbal remedy or whatever, and then go back in. So we're kind of nice and relaxed by the time the show gets to the middle of it, and we're on a roll. So we kind of fell into it pretty smooth. It really is a lot of fun. It's one of the most fun things that I get to do.
That's phenomenal. I like the herbal remedy part of it. That's even better. I love that phrasing.
Yeah, you gotta need some herbal remedy sometimes,
I get it. I'm on a daily pattern when it comes to that. Now, as much as this is a physical sport, obviously it's a mental one as well. What kind of mental workouts do you kind of practice, whether it be leading up to a fight, during camp, or afterwards trying to come down from it?
That's a great question. I have early on in my fight career, I had a lot of dealing with mentally how to handle the anxiety and the stress and everything that goes into fighting. I would find myself a lot in other sports. When I was rodeoing, when I played baseball, football, stuff like that, I would tend to overthink things, and I had a really hard time dealing with anxiety. It would make me freeze sometimes and overanalyze and overthink. And over the years, I've gotten a lot better at just, instead of trying to fight nerves and anxiety, of really embracing it and knowing that's a good thing to have. Leading it in camp and stuff like that, I'm definitely a lot more focused and zoned in on what I'm doing. I'm thinking a lot more when I'm training about, hey, you're getting ready for a fight. You're not just here to train to enjoy this session. So be locked in, be zoned in. I try a lot of times, in the evening and stuff like that, when I'm laying down and it's kind of quiet. If I feel like I'm getting kind of those butterflies or anxiety that I'm about to fight, and this could be 6 weeks out from a fight, I try to kind of, close my eyes and go through every part of the fight that I know is going to make me the most anxious. I know what parts in camp and what little aspects of the fight are what moments I'm going to feel the most anxiety. And so I really try and visualize those and kind of go through them ahead of time. And every time I do, like my anxiety will spike, my heart rate will spike a little bit, and I'll get those jitters. But every time I do it, it gets a little more relaxed and a little more relaxed and a little more relaxed to where it's less of a fearful anxiety and more of an excitement anxiety that comes with it. And I found that helps me a lot, just to kind of, instead of fighting any kind of nervous feelings and stuff, just embracing them and understanding they're going to help me. They're not going to hurt me. You know, if I utilize them right, it's only going to make things better. And kind of use it as a tool. That's kind of how I go about it mentally.
I love that. Yeah, using it for fuel as opposed to just, allowing it to be a hinder for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's a skill. I think that it's something that I've had to learn. I think it's something a lot of people have to learn about taking those nervous feelings and using them, because they definitely can make you shut down if you are not used to them.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about it a lot, especially when people will either, get on a bigger stage. Like Fury is you're regional, but like you said, your production is so big that it feels much bigger than some people think it is, or obviously whenever they get even up to a company like a PFL, Bellator, One, or, if they make it to UFC, that's a huge stage. Millions of people are watching, even if you're on the prelims, and the lights are so much brighter. And then, I'll even bring it in if, you've got a Joe Martinez or Bruce Buffer announcing your name. That's just like bucket list stuff that people would love to have, but they can get too much in their head or get consumed by it all, and then they've lost the fight before it's even started. So the fact that, I love that you said that you are, constantly trying to work on it and get better about it, because, you can sometimes really get lost in the fields, as the kids are saying, and you're allowing it, or you're using it for fuel as opposed to just getting fully lost in it. Yeah.
And I know one day, like, if I get to the UFC, like, it's going to be a different level of feeling. Everyone I've talked to who's been there, they say, like, you can't prepare for it. It's just different,
Yeah.
One of my coach's old fighters, Ike Villanueva, he's actually fighting for a bare knuckle belt this weekend.
Oh yeah, nice.
So shout out to him, Ike Villanueva. He had a stint in the UFC, and he's got tons of fights. Like, he's fought for years and years, and I think he's crazy. He loves to fight. But even he said, like, after his first few fights in the UFC, he's like, those lights are different. It's a different level when you're walking out to something like that, Because even like you said, Fury's different than a lot of like the shows I started on when I was just coming up and just starting as an amateur. The difference is massive, and so it definitely is an adjustment for sure.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about your sweet mustache. So, have you always had it? Is it something that you just grew one day and somebody was like, yes, keep it? And then also, you've had to have had a sponsorship for some oil or some wax at this point, right?
So, and also great questions. So it actually came about, I'm trying to remember when exactly I started growing it. So my coach, Crew Bob Perez, he has a mustache, and he's had it for quite some time. He started to kind of curl it up and everything like that. And it kind of his shtick, his kind of his thing. And I remember a few years ago, I just was like a month, just didn't shave. I was lazy. I was like, whatever. And my facial hair grows pretty quick, and it got to a point where I could kind of start curling the sides of the mustache. And I was like, I'm just going to just try and grow it and see what it looks like. And I grew it, and it kind of got nice and thick, and I just have kept it ever since. I love it. I love it when I go out, and my girlfriend always talks about it all the time. Every time I do it up, I go somewhere, someone always has to mention it, which is great. If you're ever out and you see someone with a great mustache and you want to tell them it looks great, tell them. It will make their day. It makes me happy every time. I only do it for the attention. And I just keep doing it, and I like it. I think it works with my face. It's kind of funny. My dad has had a mustache since he was like 17. I've never seen that man's upper lip, not once in my life, and I probably never will. So a strong mustache kind of runs in my family.
Very nice.
And so I've just kind of kept it ever since. When it comes to like mustache wax sponsorships, I have worked a little bit with the guys at Death Grip, mustache wax. No like official like main sponsorship, no big sponsorship deals, but you know, every now and then I have a competition and I'll be like, hey, the entry fee's like $150 or whatever it is. You want to shoot me some money for it and I'll do my mustache and I'll rep y'all's logo and stuff whenever, I compete, and I'll do some posts on and stuff like that. So no like official, mustache brand, you know, endorsements. But if anyone is listening and has a mustache, a wax company or whatever, hit me up. I'm in the market. I'm always in need of product. So, I'm definitely open to it.
There you go. If you, in fact, are a mustache wax company or just facial hair kind of balm, oil, whatever it is, he is looking for, hit him up and also hit me up because I have a beard that I need some oil and I need some good wax because my problem is I either over wax one side and under wax the other, or I wax them both the same and then one side stays and the other one doesn't. So I just, for the most part, I say screw it trying to wax my mustache.
Yeah, it is. You know, it took me a while to learn how to do it. And I've got a system down now that works really well, but it took some trial and error because my hair is kind of thick and coarse and curly, and so they want to go different directions all the time. Yep. So it's a process with a hair dryer and all kinds of stuff to get my mustache to kind of stay in place.
Oh, you use a hair dryer too?
I use a hair dryer. Yeah, I have to use a hair dryer to kind of start the shape and kind of get the hair to initially take shape, and then I'll wax it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I have straight hair, so I don't really, I guess, not have to worry about that. But yeah, you have the curly hair, so like you said, I imagine your mustache is trying to go in multiple different directions at the same time.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Now, you've mentioned your girlfriend multiple times. She was former guest Madison Gwynn, I believe, our first and only sumo competitor, and the laundry list of other things. Go back and listen to her episode. It's phenomenal. What is it like dating another fighter? Is it one of those things where you guys kind of train together and help each other out? Is there like a safe word that you guys have to use to stop talking about fighting, or kind of walk us through that?
You know, everyone's mileage varies, right? Everyone's experience will be a little different. For me, it is awesome. She is phenomenal. I cannot say enough great things about her. She's been great for my career. She's super supportive of all my training. She's just been awesome. She understands the game. She's she's super positive and uplifting, and she's my number one fan. So she's been phenomenal. It's been great. It's kind of nice. Like, we don't train at the same gym. We train at different gyms.
Oh, okay.
So we're not always around each other fighting all the time. You know,
right.
And a lot of times we don't talk about fighting and fights and stuff. We have a ton of other interests, but there are like once or twice a week we'll get together, we'll hit pads together, we'll work out, you know, we'll spar some and we'll roll open mats together and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun. It can be relationships, and I've seen it with so many guys I know, and they start dating a girl or whatever. As a fighter, can make you so much better and help your career, or make it so much worse. And it's usually the latter. I usually see it go the other way. But no, she's been great, super supportive. She's actually, you mentioned her doing sumo. She's actually in New Jersey right now commentating for, there's this big sumo championship tournament that started up, in New Jersey, and they bring her out twice a month to commentate their events and work there and stuff like that. And so she's doing that actually this weekend. But yeah, she's been great. And we'll sit down, we'll watch fights together. You know, it's nice to have somebody who's kind of educated on the fight game to kind of talk about fights
Right.
with and techniques and strategies and who we're watching and stuff like that. So, as I said, everyone's, you know, experience dating fighters will be